Happy 4th of July, everyone. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, July 2nd, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Pretty slow or so news week this week, but still plenty of stuff I want to get talking to. Game I am very excited about that's coming out in 2 weeks. Skyward Sword HD remake is coming to the Switch, so the Switch remake of Skyward Sword, which I've been waiting for. I have to find the clip where I started talking about this. Pretty much the only Switch game I've wanted for quite some time, so very much excited about it. I know a lot of people probably didn't play it for the Wii or Wii U, so I've been waiting for this for a long time. There was a trailer this week talking about all of the quality of life improvements coming to the game, the fact that you can play the game without motion controls, which a lot of my friends complained about. You get hints, you can skip through cutscenes, so lots of quality of life improvements that come with having a next or current gen console, however you want to look at the Switch, coming for that console. So very excited to pick up Skyward Sword, probably one of the next new games that we'll be playing in this post E3 slump. Now we get to move on to a rather dour topic, everyone's favorite dog and good boy, Dogmeat, everyone's favorite wasteland companion. Dogmeat passed away this week. River, the German Shepherd that Bethesda used to model Dogmeat for Fallout 4, the dog that played that character, passed away this week. So we're sending all of our virtual pets to everyone's favorite good boy in the wasteland. Moving along, Ghost of Tsushima is getting a director's cut, which kind of feels like a goatee. I think this is definitely the intention here, but there will be some kind of PlayStation 5 upgrades for the game. There will also be a new DLC, which I think is new to the game. I haven't been keeping up with the Ghost of Tsushima DLC, but there is definitely some PS5 improvements so that you get all the haptic feedbacks that you've been looking for. And it does come out August 20th, so this does feel a little bit like a goatee, goatee time frame. So Ghost of Tsushima director's cut coming August 20th. Looking forward to checking that out. Doom Eternal devs have done a little bit of sidetracking. They had planned to do an invasion mechanic where players could actually invade other people's worlds and play as the demons while they were playing through the campaign. Very Dark Soulsian. If anybody's ever played a Soulsborne game, invasion is definitely a big part of that, and that would have been a rather cool mechanic. I don't know, it seems pretty interesting to try and implement that, but that idea has been scrapped, and instead Doom Eternal fans are going to have to settle for a Horde mode, which is something I also thought would have been included in the game as well. So, a little bit of a reset. They are citing that COVID-19 has caused, a lot of different delays, a lot of development issues, and so they aren't going to be able to deliver on this invasion mode, and instead players will have to play Horde mode. The prince that was promised, XCloud, is finally here, or at least it's here for PC and Apple players, or Apple users, I should say. So you can now, if you have an Xbox Game Pass subscription, you can download XCloud onto your phone, and you should be able to play Xbox Game Pass games using a virtual console or using a cloud service. So I haven't tested this out yet. I have tried out Stadia and Luna, and I've had actually a pretty good experience with both of those services. I actually preferred Luna. I never did a Friend Zone episode on it, but I did prefer Luna. But now we're going to see what XCloud is all about. The fact that they have a larger game library than like Luna or Stadia did means that this might be a little bit more tenable or feasible for people. And if people are already invested in the PC Ultimate Pass or the PC Game Pass, then this just gives them access to more games or more different ways to interact with it. So also heard about people using Apple tablets as well as their phones. So I haven't tried any of those, but if you have any experience with XCloud, then tell me your thoughts and experiences down below in the comments. Can't talk about Microsoft without also talking about Sony. It's just the way the world works. Sony made a pretty good decision, pretty big decision this week. They bought Housemarque. So Housemarque, mostly known for, or most recently known for the release of Returnal back on April 30th. It took them all of 64 or so days to realize the game's selling well, and it's gotten a lot of critical reviews. So the game's doing well enough, and Sony had to buy. So I'm surprised that it took this long. The game was already exclusive to Sony platforms. I'm actually wondering if, like, the fact that they hadn't been bought yet, they might have been shopping themselves around now that they have this big hit. But Sony probably has it somewhere in their contract of, like, they get first bid. So I think something like that. That's just complete. I don't know anything more than anyone else, but that would just be kind of how I would expect something like that to work. So glad to see that Sony brings a new studio in house, and hopefully can help continue to support their first party slate. Speaking of games that I know and love, Remedy has announced that they are working on a sequel and a PvP spin-off to their SCP game Control. So, people have been kind of speculating on what Remedy's working on, and this week I think there were some rumors. I think is this the one that ESRB leaked? Maybe that was Ghost of Tsushima. Anyway, yep, they're working on a Control sequel as well as a PvP spin-off. So I'm really curious how the PvP spin-off could work. I guess the fluidity of the combat and all that kind of stuff was good enough that I could see kind of PvP going on, but I just think that there might be a mismatch somewhere in there. So interesting to see. Maybe they'll have an invasion mechanic and you can invade in someone else's bureau of control, and then you have to fight off this monster that someone else is controlling. That'd actually be pretty interesting. There we go. So Bethesda and Remedy can get together and invent something that's been in Dark Souls for over a decade now. So moving on, because this week is 4th of July, Go America, there is a buy two get one free sale at GameStop. This applies to all previously owned games, and I think the unique part here is that they've never done it like store-wide like that. It's always been on select titles, but this is store-wide, buy two get one this whole weekend. So if you're looking for games to pick up to carry you through this, the post E3 blues, where the game industry is still pretty slow until we get Ghost of Tsushima later in August, this could be a way to pick up some games that you can that you've been sleeping on. So check those out. I'll have a link down below in the description. Saw a pretty cool video essay this week. It was only about 5 or 6 minutes long, but one of the things that I noticed coming out of E3 was the fact that there's so many Left 4 Dead clones, and I think I even included this in my news report from E3. There's just a lot of Left 4 Dead games where there's the 4-player kind of asymmetrical co-op shooter games. Just off the top of my head, there was Anacrusis, which was Left 4 Dead in space with aliens. There was Back 4 Blood, which is very much just, it even has a 4 in the title, so very much a Left 4 Dead clone made by the same, I guess it's probably not a clone if it's made by the same studio that made Left 4 Dead. You've got Warhammer 40k Dark Tide, which has everybody playing a different member of the Imperial Guard, and you're fighting off swarms of Tyranids. There's Rainbow Six Extraction, which is actually 3 players, and you're using special operatives or special powers, but very close to the kind of Left 4 Dead, the Left 4 Dead formula. And then Alien Fireteam Elite is also coming out later this summer. In fact, we got a confirmed launch date last week that is confirmed for later in July, if I remember correctly. So there is a lot of Left 4 Dead games out there. The video itself kind of broke down what the pros and cons of some already existing kind of Left 4 Dead clones. Like they talked about Deep Rock Galactic, they talked about Vermintide 1 and 2. So and it was all about like the computer AI of like not going too hard but not going too soft, and like having this really like AI director to control the gameplay is a crux, because if you get too much, then you get discouraged. If you get too much, if you get your you get beat up too much, then you end up like being very discouraged. And if it's too easy, people don't take it seriously and they burn out of that as well. So people want a challenge but not enough, and trying to find that balance can be pretty hard unless you have some pretty sophisticated algorithms and AI in the background tinkering with everything. So I thought the video was pretty cool. I'll have a link down below. Let me know your thoughts. Last but not least, Vin Diesel has been doing his press tour for Fast 9, and during one of his interviews, they actually talked about Riddick, and the fact that they're working on a 4th movie that may or may not be coming out anytime soon, or may not even be coming out ever. And so he kind of posed the idea of getting of continuing the story via a game. So Riddick isn't new to the game space. There was Escape from Butcher Bay, as well as something Anthema or something. I forget what the second game was, but I enjoyed the crap out of Butcher Bay. I am a huge Riddick fan. I love Pitch Black, and I even liked oh god, what was the middle one called? What was the cartoons one called? Not Chronicles. Anyway, I have all the Riddick movies and I've enjoyed the crap out of them, so I'd love to see more Riddick content. So the fact that he's talking about this means that they're going to possibly explore it. I'm glad that this is coming out of kind of this Fast 9 fervor that's happening right now. So excited to see what new is coming up for Riddick in the future. That's it for the week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, follow, like, and subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitch so you can see more great content like this. I'll have links down below in the description. Thanks again. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super 4th of July long weekend, and I hope you have a super day. Bye!